This year has been tough for everyone. First and foremost, with the pandemic taking over and all the consequences it brought with it. But we finally have a set date for the fourth superhero solo movie from Marvel. And that is Thor: Love and Thunder, or simply Thor 4, which marks another achievement for Chris Hemsworth, as he is the first superhero to have 4 solo movies. So stick around as we have a first look into what is coming regarding this movie. Enjoy! Thor 3 Recap. Before moving forward, let's reflect on what was happening in the last Thor movie and how this fourth installment connects with it. Thor Ragnarok was a huge success. It introduced with a very strange, at first genre, but very fulfilling, one that we didn't expect. The movie was set 4 years after the defeat of the Dark Elves and 2 years after the events in Sokovia. Thor finds himself stranded on the other side of the universe on a planet Sakaar. In the meantime, new evil rises as his sister Hela, portrayed by Cate Blanchett, is ready to tear Asgard apart for the harm she took from the Asgardians. And most importantly, her father, the all-powerful legendary Odin. The one thing that holds back from coming home is the victory over the champion of the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum. Little does Thor know that the champion is his own friend, the Incredible Hulk, played by Mark Ruffalo.
We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Teaming up with Hulk and his brother Loki, portrayed by the one and only Tom Hiddleston, who is also on the same planet, by his choice, of course.
Made friends with this man, it's called Grant. Oh, he's crazy. I've gained his favor. I frost about me out here weeks ago.
Weeks ago?
Yes.
I just got here.
What are you whispering about?
They try to put together a plan to escape this part of the universe and go back to Asgard to prevent Hela from destroying and conquering the universe. Thor needs to get back to prevent the Ragnarok, a term used as the end of the world in the Nordic mythology, or in this case, Surtur, who gets awakened by Hela and the delivery of his crown to reignite himself and destroy Asgard as his first victim of the rage he holds in himself. Now that we are up to speed, let's focus on what is up ahead. There have been a lot of discussion of when will the movie be released for all of us to see, and for now, the release date is set to be on February 11th, 2022, which can change in the future due to this troublesome times and the possibilities of filming it in the first place. The filming is expected to start soon, sometime in February 2021, with a slight chance of the camera start rolling at the start of 2021 in January. As we all know, the road to point an exact date for a release of a movie is very hard. At first, Thor 4 was supposed to be released at the very end of the Phase 4 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe on the 5th of December 2021, a date that was announced for the first time during the San Diego Comic-Con in 2019 by Kevin Feige. However, things became very complicated for everyone in 2020, and with the pushback of Black Widow, it got pushed to February 18th and recently changed again due partially to Spider-Man 3's release date changing. So for now, the resting date for Thor 4 is February 11th, 2022, and we all hope it stays that way. Thor 4 trailer. From what is out there, you may already know, but there is no trailer or teaser anywhere. Since the movie hasn't even begun filming, and judging by Marvel and how they approach these kind of things, they tend to release any trailers or teasers only 3 to 4 months before the movie is released. So having this in mind, we will have to wait for any footage from the movie in late 2021. And for now, you can all focus and stare at the movie's Thor: Love and Thunder logo, the picture that was shown to everyone at the previously mentioned Comic-Con in 2019. Thor 4 director. Coming back after his first movie at the helm of an MCU movie, Taika Waititi is back, people. Despite his busy schedule coming up from what we were able to dig up, his directing of the sports drama Next Goal Wins, and also a Star Wars movie in the pipeline, he is back with Marvel to continue his wonderful job he did with Thor Ragnarok. Right now regarded as one of the best directors, Taika, seeing how he handles things, both as an actor, but more importantly as a director, We cannot see him stopping anytime soon. There isn't much to say other that he is one hell of a director, always ready to pounce and rediscover himself to provide for us the best of every given situation. Even though it may be bad news for the fans who are eager to see the movie released as early as possible, Taika said that this COVID-19 outbreak even helped him in his creative process on Thor: Love and Thunder. As Waititi explains to sister publication Total Film Magazine, the story is still very much being refined, but that's a good thing. Thor 4 cast. No matter the greatness of the movie and the effects, it has if the cast is not right with the Thor 4, and from what we have managed to find, we kind of have some idea of who is returning and who steps out in the scene as a new character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Of course, Chris Hemsworth is back. There is no Thor without him. He is actually Thor in our heads whenever we think of him, but he is not the one in the spotlight. The big news is that Natalie Portman is back after her last appearance in Thor: The Dark Lord. However, she is no ordinary Jane, but rather the female Thor. Tessa Thompson is back as Valkyrie in her new role as the leader of New Asgard, after Avengers Endgame, where we saw Thor head off into space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And with the announcement given by Kevin Feige, he confirmed that Valkyrie will be the first openly LGBTQ superhero in the MCU. Now, how will that affect not just Thor 4, but the whole universe is yet to be seen. Other big news is that Vin Diesel also confirmed that the Guardians of the Galaxy will also be involved in some way, and also the confirmation given by Tessa that Christian Bale will be the villain of the 4th installment of this franchise. There is also rumors that we might see one of the fans' favorite, Beta Ray Bill, who fans believe might be Bale's role, but this has not been confirmed yet. Other returning members to the cast are Tom Hiddleston as Loki, Mark Ruffalo as Professor Hulk, and we will also see Waititi's voice as the almighty Korg.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Korg. I'm kind of like the leader in here. I'm made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors. Just a little rock, paper, scissors joke for you.
One of the big questions is, will we see Jeff Goldblum's Grand Master?
I am the God of Thunder!
Wow, I didn't hear any thunder, but out of your fingers, was that like sparkles?
A question in mind after we got our hopes up from a fake Twitter account that were actually crushed very fast. But the other hope might given to the fans were Goldblum's teasers on this topic. One of the surprises might be the return of Idris Elba's Heimdall, despite him being that he is still a member of the God family. So who knows? We have yet to see it. Listen, Heimdall is essentially part of the God family, so you know he essentially could be alive. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. Elba said of his potential MCU return that he'd be up for it. Stellan Skarsgård is also not ruled out, as many of his interviews he said that he loved the time spent making the movies together with Natalie Portman and Kat Dennings. So he is there too. It is not confirmed yet. Thor 4 plot. About the story of the 4th movie that we know so far is that it will be inspired from the Marvel Comics, particularly The Mighty Thor written by Jason Aaron and artist Russell Dauterman. The story should be very exciting as we will see for the first time in the MCU a female, Thor, played by Natalie Portman as Jane. And what storyline will female Thor follow? Natalie answered that the movie will feature Jane's cancer storyline from the comics, the part in her life where she goes under cancer treatment and is a superhero on the side. There was also a teased bit of a romance in the plot, indicating of a rekindling an old spark between Jane and Thor. They will also feature a bit more of Korg's background and the Cronins as a whole, what kind of a tribe they are, where they come from, and what do they represent in their world. A very exciting and wonderful feature that we can't wait to see. Outside of this, we will see Valkyrie rebuilding Asgard and investing in her people, possibly forming a new army of the city. Who knows? And Thor, well, there isn't much about him ever since he left with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and what he has been up to. Maybe he is still laying on some couch. However complicating the matter is, James Gunn's confirmation that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 takes place after Thor: Love and Thunder, raising the question of when Thor left the Guardians for his own adventure. So with this in mind, we have a little bit of a hole in the whole plot whereabouts, but we will probably have our questions answered on this topic. Our guess is that Thor will likely make a reference to this in the 4th movie, and possibly a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But keep in mind that this is just our prediction on this. And about Loki, there is a high possibility that most of his interactions in the plot will be some multi-universe shenanigans, a similar theme to the Phase 4 movies like Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3. Ending this segment with one of the best sayings from Chris right now. Hemsworth is revealing nothing about the actual plot of the movie, other than saying, "It's one of the best scripts I've read in years. It's Taika at his most extreme and at his best. If the version I read is the one we get running with, it's going to be pretty insane." Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos like this in the future.